Stream marker added. I'm a yap. We're gonna break this down. I'm gonna break it down, roll it up, put it all back together. But I was having this thought, and I was like, this is weird, right? But the Rivals community has attracted a very broad crowd. There are people from fighting games in this community. There are people from MOBAs in this community. There are people from MMOs. World of Warcraft was their last serious game like this. Like with anything resembling this. You've got some real old heads like haven't played a hero shooter since TF2. So. So I had some ideas on some game modes, and so I'm gonna pitch those now while I roll up and we yap about it. So the first idea I had way back when they had their Resource Rumble fail, I thought it was really interesting that they had a 12v12, but the 12v12 didn't really have a purpose, right? It was just a big death match. It was just a big Doom match, right? Now, with that said, I think for 18 versus 18, I don't know what it is about the numbers, but I think for 18 versus 18, I think that's perfect. I don't know why I'm so hooked on 18 versus 18. Anytime I'm not in comp, I only do QP with friends. Now that I have Marvel Rivals friends that are also as regular players. But anyways, not the point. I only use that game mode, with them, right? If I'm left to my own devices, I'm going into either comp, or if I need to still play but untilt or whatever, or if I need to warm up mechanically for the day, I go into 18 versus 18. So there's something about that game mode, I love it. Whereas the 12 or 13 versus 13, I don't know, it doesn't scratch the same itch for some reason. And I don't know what that is. Maybe it's a numbers thing. Maybe somebody better than me, smarter than me with game design and shit can explain it. But I had the thought when they were announcing, because they announced sort of, there was rumors that Resource Rumble was going to get pulled before, long before the patch that announced it officially, right? And so I started thinking about it then. What they could do with Resource Rumble is they could make that one of the first 12 versus 12 maps. Because, here's the thing. I think that 12v12, as far as numbers goes, could spawn a really fun set of games, right? Could you imagine if we had a siege mode? You have to take, it's complex capture the hill. Imagine we had to storm into Dracula's castle, Convergence style, and then take a point, and then get that cart or the siege weapon, the battering ram or something, up to the door, and then break open the door, and then take that point, with how it currently stands with a 6v6, that would be a laborious ass fucking process, right? But with something like 12 people, that's 3 squads of 4 or 4 squads of 3 running around the objective. That's two sixes, right? Team 1 fights over here at this objective while Team 2 pushes this other one. Something like that. I don't know. And so then, like, Resource Rumble, I always had that thought, right? If they had done something with, like, Point C, where, like, you could either go forcibly activate Point C sooner or something, like, because, like, the way that the real, I don't know, at least me playing it, this is my personal opinion on Resource Rumble, the thing that felt bad about Resource Rumble was that, like, you could win it if you just took the first 2 points, right? And there was no, like, equalizer aspect. There was no come from behind sort of capacity. So if you ended up in a situation where the other team just fucking stomped you and got the first 2 points, like, you just knew it was over, like, because there is no way to recover from that. So if they changed Resource Rumble's rules slightly to something like, when Point C opens up, kills generate resource for your team, or deaths take resource away and put it back in the general pop pool or something like that, that would have been an interesting twist. And then again, on top of that, you adjust it so that it's 12v12 instead of the 6v6, and you've got a cornerstone of a nice little game mode there. Like, and it's objective based with that bigger team. Like, I think that would be the foundation of something phenomenal. I'll never forget when I was in World of Warcraft the first time, right? Not Classic, because it's a solved equation now. But when we were in World of Warcraft the first time, and when we got the 15-man battlegrounds, dude, like, they didn't think anything besides capture the flag was really gonna, like, hold our attention for all that long. And they also didn't think that, like, outside of 6v6, like, I think they thought that it was gonna be too many people, right? And we really didn't start to hit in original World of Warcraft PvP progression. We really didn't start to hit any thresholds with, like, quote-unquote too many people until, like, Winterfall or whatever, Winter's Grasp or whatever, like, the stupid one that had, like, the raid boss in it, like, and it was 40v40, and it, like, didn't have as much purpose as, say, Alterac Valley had. Like, not to mention Alterac Valley could, like, somehow with a 40v40 you could, like, fucking stagnate. There was, like, 5, 6 day long games, you know, of Alterac Valley sometimes. Like people choked, re-choked. You know, just as an example. For, you know, and, oh, and then what was the other one? The one with the fucking 2 castles and the airstrip. I don't even remember the name of that one. That one was like, I want to say that one was like 20 versus 20 or 24v24. That one had a good flow, though. That one and Alterac Valley both had good flows at 24 and 40 person, you know, PvP setups. But anyways, I'm half rambling now on that topic, on that subject. But it's more to my point is that, like, currently we have a 6v6 game mode, and they are toe in the watering with, like, 12 or 13 and 18, but they don't have a 12 or 18 objective base yet. And, like, Resource Rumble, with some slight adjustments, could have been that. And then you also give a comeback mechanic or something, or start to make deaths a resource in and of themselves. Maybe if you drop below, maybe if you steal the enemy's resource number below a certain amount, either they stop respawning or their respawn timer goes to 12 seconds, and then 15 seconds, and then 18 seconds or something, you know, like, you could start. So So that was kind of my first idea on my first game mode. But I've been kind of sitting on that yap for a while. 2 seconds. I'm being a little bit meticulous here while I get this measured out. But the other game mode I've been having, I done had the idea for. It actually just came to me just recently, since I've been coaching this guy, and Death and Gaming left a link to this dude. What is his name? Let me pull up my YouTube real quick. JC. Oh my god, fucking YouTube ads, bro. Jeez. Jay Chenser. And he's got this 2-hour video about the fighting game theory about heart, body, and mind players. Anyways, it's in listening to this that I'm realizing this guy I'm coaching is like a body player, and I am not. I'm definitely a heart. I gotta be. I might be a head, but I'm pretty sure I'm a heart. But just realizing that existence is more important than any of the three, right? Like, it's more just understanding that these differences do exist, because it perfectly sums up just his character choices from my character choices alone show me that, like, we are different players in a certain sense, right? I like characters who can do one of two things. Either I can set up a technically sound situation to either lure you into or trap you with, or I like characters that I can force you to make a decision when you don't want to make that decision. Those are the two types of characters that I really like. This guy I'm coaching, he likes characters that, like, you need a PhD in before you get any value, and you are mechanically able to do it, like Iron. He likes an Iron Fist style character. Like, Iron Fist has some things he needs to know and master and commit to a flowchart logic in his mind. And then once you know those things about Iron Fist, you can just play Iron Fist in any situation that Iron Fist can play in, right? Like there's no one-shot combo. You know, it's not like a Psylocke or a Black Panther or something where it's like line these three things up and be, you know, technically in the ballpark of, and you'll get the kill. You'll get rewarded. You know, learn these mechanisms and you'll get rewarded. So, anyways. So I'm listening to this long 2-hour talk, and it's blowing my mind about just the different types of gamers out there in ways that I hadn't had my mind blown about in a while. And it got me to thinking, and I was like, you know what they just added? That sort of appeals to these to one of these core groups of people, is the new, like, Times Square Brawl, right? And it got me thinking. I was like, well, how could you, like, take that one step further? And I was like, oh my god, so here it is, finally, you know, yap of the yap, yapping about yapping aside, this was my idea. I was like, what if they created a side-scroller mode where any of the mechanical characters, like you could select your fighter, right? Like Street Fighter style, like, and then like a game inside the game that was a fighting game, like a side scroller, like you could corner them, you know, and there was health bars at the top, and it was like you could use like Rogue and Thing and maybe White Fox and Rogue, definitely Iron Fist, Daredevil could probably go in there. Um, and you could like give it different abilities, and or you could just like slightly adjust the abilities, you know, because like maybe you want to keep the alt for that, and it's like a fucking Street Fighter Super, or like maybe you want to nix the alt. I don't know. Play with that game mode and have fun with it. But yeah, and then any of those games that get played, you don't even have to pay for that currency, you know, because like in the normal quote unquote skill based, right, 1v1s here in Times Square, like keep that pay going up in hosting, and then maybe on another billboard, because it's a different game mode, those ones just get auto shown or something, because then what you get to do with that is like all your fighting game fans, they can just gather around, and they can just, then between games, they've got a place to go, right? They go to their little corner and play the side-scroller fighting game. Hey, 1v1 me, pussy. You know, shit like that. Like, I don't know, that'd be hella fun. Cause like, it would also make the game accessible to some players in ways that like I don't think they really consider. And I'll even give you an anecdotal example of what I'm talking about. The zombie mode, right? The zombie mode 100% influenced. Hold on 2 seconds. I gotta lick this blunt. The zombie mode 100% influenced me deciding to like go forward with maining Thor, because Thor is probably the most mechanically demanding character that I play, and like I personally did not want to fucking play a character that was that mechanically demanding. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't trying to do it, but then the zombie mode came out, and like honestly I just didn't even really like the other choices. Like I think I played Jeff once and like didn't really enjoy most of the paths they had for Jeff, so I was like fuck it. So I just locked Thor anyways for that mode, and then through building both an Awakening Rune build and then resetting and doing like the Flying Hammer build, it just got me super like no stress, no stakes attached, super mechanically comfortable with Thor's combos and shit. Like it gave me something to do that still used more or less within some reason. Like, you know, the combos might have been super different, or the timing, or whatever, but, like, it got the neural networking just for his abilities in general, which is one of those, and his is one of those kits, where, like, once you learn all the buttons, like, really learn, like, I don't have to think about what I'm doing with these buttons, he's just so incredibly versatile. And then on top of that mechanical versatility, on top of that, he also has the 3 fucking Thor Force. So you're doing math. Like, you have to do fucking math with him. You have to, like, think, okay, like, one hammer out, two hammers back. That was inefficient. Okay, like, two hammers out, one hammer back. You know, do I need to escape or not? You know what I mean? It's like, it just becomes like an extra thing you have to think about with him. And removing some aspect of learning him. Now I main Thor, right? Like, and now I've got Thor Lord, and I'm not Jeremy, but I can, if I am required to flex to a tank and we need an angle pressure tank or a dive tank or a peel tank, like, I have Thor in my toolkit. And long-winded ass explanation short, like, if it hadn't been for the fucking zombie mode, I'd have not done that, right? So, like, Rogue or Iron Fist, you make their combos effectively the same in this side-scroller style side mini-game that I'm proposing, and, like, other people come in and they play Rogue and get mechanically proficient at her, and now we've got a couple more tanks. People play Iron Fist and start to learn what he can actually do, and don't just think he's a noob stomper, like, worthless character. Like, whatever. Like, we get more exposure to some of the character. Because, like, Black Cat could easily go into the side-scroller, right? And she's going to be a character that is, like... She's going to get the community reputation that, like, if you don't have a PhD in game sense, then, like, don't play this character, because, like... You know, like, you gotta have a decent above room temperature IQ to play her. Is gonna be the common consensus soon. Yeah. So you can remove something like that. You could probably even put, like, Psylocke's another one who's kind of mechanically demanding. You could probably keep her buttons similar-ish. And she could go into the side scroller. You might be able to do it with a good, decent amount of the characters, actually, now that I'm really kind of thinking about it. But anyways, that's really kind of it. And I am just about done rolling up. Rolling extra slow and yippity yapping. So I'm going to throw a stream marker on... I'm going to throw a stream marker on the stream, and then... so that I can come and find it later when I'm editing. And for the YouTube folks, until the next time, y'all stay blessed. All right.